Which was why a day or two as a tour guide around the city had made perfect sense in the first place. Benson went into a bedroom and returned with 2 books, one small and thick, and the other large and thin. Obviously, they were precious by the way he cradled them. I recalled a scene in the 60 Minutes segment detailing how some boys had carried books all the way from a camp in Ethiopia. He extended the smaller one toward me. Dinka Bible. No bigger than my palm, with a dingy white cover. It lay lightly in my hand, yet was weighty with symbolism. From what I'd learned about the situation in Sudan, the beliefs within that cover had inspired so much hatred that 2 million of his countrymen had been killed. "Are you Christian?" Alepho wanted to know. He sure asked probing questions. My grandmother was Episcopalian, sort of, but my parents didn't go to church. When I married my husband, Paul, I converted to Judaism. I wanted to say that I thought religion should be more like pizza. Some people could prefer a thin, crispy crust, others the doughy deep dish with extra cheese, and others not at all. Yet everyone could still be friends. But I realized that pizza as a metaphor might not work. The 3 just looked at me. "I believe that all religions have some good things to offer," I added. "They have so many things in common. It's a shame there are wars over the differences." They nodded. Benson handed me the larger book. Manifesto of the SPLA, Sudanese People's Liberation Army. I knew so little about the history and politics of Sudan. I thumbed through the pages. "What language is this?" "Dinka," Benson said. "Please, read." "I can't read Dinka." "You can do it," they said. The words were short, and I read them aloud using the logical phonetics of Spanish, the only other language I knew. They listened politely. I thought I was doing well until I came to the second line. They roared in laughter. I laughed too. Formalities had been shoved aside, and these serious, proper young gentlemen were suddenly gleeful. "Please," I said, "teach me to say something correctly in Dinka." Benson said something I couldn't begin to repeat. "How about, 'thank you'? Can you teach me how to say that? Please, can you write it on a piece of paper so I can see it?" As a visual learner, not to mention that math was my strength and language my weakness, my only hope was to see something written. He wrote, "Yin Ka Leek." "Yin Ka Leek," I said. "Yin Sha Leish," he corrected. I repeated it several times. At least I would be able to thank them in their language. Alepho pointed to a dusty, discolored computer monitor and an old central processing unit on the table. "Can you make that work?" My background was in the computer industry, but resurrecting and reconnecting such antiquated computer components was beyond my skills or desire. It probably couldn't do much anyway. The difficulty of using its limited functions would only discourage them. It impressed me, though, that he sensed the value of a computer on only his 3rd day in America. A man came out from one of the bedrooms and extended his hand. "Hello, I'm James." He was the same height and coloring as the others, but appeared a bit older. We shook hands and made introductions. "How long have you been in the U.S.?" I asked. 3 months. As he spoke, his forehead wrinkled along 5 faint lines that radiated up from between his brows. "Can you find job for me?" James asked. "I don't know this area too well. Have you put applications into businesses?" Not wanting to be rude, but eager for a second look at his forehead, I let my gaze float an inch above his eyes. He wasn't looking at me anyway. "I work, you see, and it is good, but I need other job. Sometimes 1, maybe 2. I didn't understand the rest of his sentence, but it gave me a chance to look at the pattern of scars like sun rays that radiated up to his hairline and gave him an intense, serious expression. It looked intentional. I wondered what it represented and how he got it. "What do you do at work?" I worried about Benson, Lino, and Alepho finding jobs. They were too young and new to America to face